Big Ed here with the Remington 870. Today I'm going to disassemble this firearm and clean it for you guys. It's unloaded. You can see I shot this. There's about probably 30 rounds, 30 shells through this shotgun. It's not very dirty, but I always like to clean them every time I use them. So right now we're going to take off our main magazine nut right there. And basically that's about as far as it gets to field stripping a most auto loading and pump action shotguns right there. So that's it, and then the bolt just slides out if I can remember to do this. And that's it right there, and that's a Remington 870 field stripped. We'll take a little lube. I'm going to try to move through this quickly so it's not too boring. Yeah, it's pretty clean. Let's just give everything a light coat of lube. And then the barrel. Sometimes I'll take out the choke tube. I took out the choke tube last time, so I'm going to leave it in this time. I've put lube on the choke tube, so it's in good shape, and there's very little use for this gun. I can see it's pretty clean. We'll go ahead and give it a quick one. So I got everything soaking right now. I'll put a little on the outside of the barrel right here along the muzzle of it. We have a whole shotgun cleaning kit right here. We got a brass muzzle cleaner right here. The threads aren't exactly right. It does grab it, but it works. But it should screw in there all the way, and it's probably one of them standard, the other one's metric. It's just the way things are today. So we'll go ahead and give this a couple run-throughs. And depending on how much you used it, it would be how hard I hit this thing. That's pretty good for that. Oops. Then we have a little squeegee here. This is the right one. One of these is a better lube on it. We'll run this one through. This one's screwing up. This is the right one. Looks reasonable, but we're going to run a couple patches through it just to make sure we're really clean. Because I might not shoot this gun for a while again. Where I am is pretty populated, and this gun's pretty loud, and there's not a lot of area. And usually I do most of my shotgun shooting in the spring and the fall and the winter. Summer I usually use the smaller pistols. But yeah, it's pretty simple to break down this is easier than an auto loader, much easier than an auto loader. It's pretty simple to break down this gun and clean it. We'll give it some big patches right here. That's basically about it. You can take the magazine tube off. I believe it comes off this gun. Yeah, it has to somehow. I'm not sure. I don't think I've ever taken it off on an 870 before, but I'm sure it comes off somehow. But it's pretty easy to clean this, and the choke tube will come right out as long as you put a little lube on the choke tube when you inserted it. What else? Also, this gun oil is really good for, this is stuff, I've had this on their other videos, this with the PTFE, and then here the silicone lubricant. This is also excellent for wood too. And gun oil is interesting stuff because it's one of those oils, it's like WD-40, you don't want to get it on everything. But gun oil is kind of different. It's interesting stuff. It kind of works nicely with everything. And I'll give it another little hit here. But pretty much most gun oils you can get all over a gun, and they seem pretty happy with it. And I'm kind of just using a twirling motion as I'm going through here. Let's see what it looks like when it comes out the other end. Oh yeah, there's gunk there. We'll twirl it the other way coming back through. Yeah, you know what we'll do? We're going to put a paper towel on this, try to get something a little tighter to the bore here. Take up a little more of the room inside that big old 12 gauge. Yeah, that feels better already. Nothing like a good old roll of paper towels. Take that, let's put a little more lube in there. Make sure you know the lube is what picks up, helps loosen up the dirt, helps pick it up. Just put it on the dirty, clean side out. Let's run it through one more time. Yeah, let's that's fine. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, that's what it should look like. Nice mirrored in there, yeah. And then we'll just put the dirty stuff off to the side, get a new paper towel here, and just wipe down the rest of the stuff. Again, this gun was not that dirty. I didn't shoot it that much, but you know, we did shoot the thing. You know, it's kind of on Long Island here, it's a big summer population where I live, and there's a lot of people out here. You know, as it's nice warm summer months, and it gets crowded. And I'm somebody, I like to lay low and stay under the radar. I don't want to, you know, even though I'm legally right on where I live to shoot pigeons off the beach 365 days a year, I'm not the guy that, you know, wants to go. You know, I'll exercise my rights, but I don't want to piss people off or have people call the cops on me, and you know, just even have a conversation with the cops if I can avoid it. You know, sometimes it can't, but I'm not one of those people. If I see like people on the beach, you know, I'll try to find another beach. I'm not going to go, you know, try to ruin somebody's day or freak out like a mother and her kids or a family or something like that. That's not my nature. But yeah, this gun looks pretty clean already. And I'm trying to do this as quickly as possible to try to keep this video somewhat interesting. And this is the bolt right here, the bolt carrier. This is also my new 870. This is not my father's old one. This is the newer one right here. Keep a little lube in there. Yeah, that looks fine. You just get the rods. Everything else is going to be pretty clean. See, yeah, there's like nothing coming off of this. See, I'm sweating a little bit. It is hot out today. Nice thing about bolt action too, you don't have all that smoke and all the blowback. The gas system is blowing back into the firearm. I mean, the downside to that is all the recoil ends up in your shoulder. That is the downside of that. Gas operated shotguns, autoloaders, and I'm a big fan of them, are easier to shoot. But this is an awesome gun, and for the money you can't beat an 870. But they are a lot easier to clean than autoloaders. So just hit the stock real quick. There's some residual oil on this. Again, this is very quick cleaning, but just to give you guys, you know, if I shot this 100 times, I'd spend more time on it. But I only probably ran 30 shells, 25, something like that. It wasn't a lot. There's good hunting loads too, so those shoot cleaner than the target stuff usually. That looks pretty clean to me. I try to keep the gun in the camera. Let's get the barrel finally down here. Yeah, full rib barrel. But it's actually interesting. In an auto loading, there's just a couple little holes down here in the bottom of the magazine ring on the barrel, and that's where the gas vents out and, you know, blows the action back. But this, it's just a standard ring, so there's no dirt on it. Just mostly just want to get the fingerprints of my beads of sweat down. All right, so now this is the tricky part. to put the bolt back in the shotgun. All right, that's all been wiped down, so we're good. So basically, you're going to take your 4-inch, you got your 2 guide rods, your action rods right here, and you're going to line your bolt up there just to see how I put it back together. The round part goes first because that's what's, you know, where you're really putting the force into sliding it back. So we're going to lie it in there, and it's got a couple grooves. Let's put it up close right there. You can see the grooves right there, and it's lined in there in the grooves. And this is the fun part. So as you put this together, there's these little tangs in there. See, there's one on both. Yeah, there's one on each side. You have to push down. One of them you kind of get first. It clicks in a little. And then you get the second one, and the whole thing kind of slides back. Or at least that's the way it's supposed to work. There we go. That was pretty good, actually. Usually it takes me a lot longer than that. So that's it. It's back. The action's back in. Push it all the way back. Usually that's about the end of it off. I think I forgot to wipe this off, but there's basically these 2 little, if you can see them in there, little stoppers, and there's one on each side. And one of them's a little, touches the bolt a little sooner than the other one, and you basically hit that one first, it goes into that one, and hit the other one second, and it clicks into that one. It takes a little time, but I've done a lot of hunting over the years. For over 20 years, since I was 14 years old, I was hunting with my uncle. And so I've taken apart a lot of shotguns and cleaned a lot of them, and so it's just practice. But they're pretty easy, and pretty easy to take these apart and just give them a quick scrub. So let's go ahead and slide this back together. See if we can get a good camera angle. Let's go down here. There we go. There you go. That's together. So you can see that slid together really easily, and there's only one way it all fits together. It's not going to go together another way. Put the magazine nut back on. You hear it ratchet down. It's a clicker. Most of them have that. That's it, one click. Give it one more quick wipe down. Let's work the action a couple times. Feels good. Got positive lockup. I'm a happy man. That is how you strip, field strip, and reassemble the Remington 870. You can wipe down the stock's not going to hurt it. Get the gun all over it. The last thing I'll probably touch on this is the wood, you know, just to keep the metal nice. But as long as there's plenty of oil and everything, it's alright. That's it. Thanks for watching, guys. So this is my father's 870 here. We just finished cleaning my new one. This is my father's. We're not going to go and show you all this, but I wanted to show you this. This was pretty cool in this. So we're going to take off, same thing. This is probably 30, 40-year-old gun. You can see my videos, dual wielding 870s. Take off the magazine nut right there. Ooh, and the cap is not there. Usually there is a little metal cap right there that holds the spring down that you kind of just fish out with a pair of pliers. That is missing in this gun. So let's see what else is in there. Here's the spring right here. Take off the barrel. And I know there's a plug in here, as I could only get 2 shells in the magazine. Wow. That shows the age of this gun. There is a wooden 12 gauge shotgun plug right there. When was the last time you saw one of those? And that's what a new one, let's see if I have one here. I don't see it. But a new one looks exactly like this, but it is plastic. That is a wood one. How's that for some history? That's pretty cool.